Welcome everyone after a brilliant lunch, and I welcome all my esteemed panelists for this topic today. Sustainability and strategic planning, the role of transformational leadership in promoting environmental initiatives in higher education. So I'll start with you, sir. I'll start with Sir. Yeah. So if you could talk about a little bit about the opening remark one by one. I'll just ask about your opening remark about this topic today.
It's challenging to speak after lunch and to wake you all of you up. But since I said to wake up, I'll give a very simple example when we talk about sustainability. Is it only at a higher education? It doesn't work. It has to be at all levels. Wherein India is a country where 67% is in rural area. So when we say sustainability, what is it? Very simple. You daily wake up in the morning? Yes or no? Yes. Isn't it? Today also? In future also you are going to wake up. The day on which you don't wake up, sustainability is over. It is as simple as that. But when we say sustainability and a strategic planning, as an institution, we have taken few initiatives. Like when the students enter into our campus on the very first day, he enters with a steel bottle which we give them as a complimentary on the day one. That is the first thing we do it. And as we move on, the students have certain projects, few lessons, and then when the things comes up, I'll speak about it. But if you really think about sustainability, we can't do it only at a higher education level in those 3 years or 4 years of their graduation. It has to be done at all levels so that it works. Because a student who has studied for 10, 12 years and then he comes in 3 years and then we tell him to talk to him about sustainability, it doesn't work like that. And if you are talking about the plastics and so on as in sustainability, if you see outside the room, you find the water bottles in plastics. Isn't it? And as an individual, we can try to provide, we can educate the students, but that too only for those 6 hours when they are in our campus. But what happens to the 12 hours when they are going to be out of the campus? They'll be filled with all of those plastics. And a simple solution to this is government can do it within one initiative. They can just ban the plastics. There are a lot of things to say about it. And I'll go on and on. The others are there. So with this introductory remark, I pass it on to Dr. Simon.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Dr. Simon Mack. I am the Vice Chancellor at Universal AI University. We are a new university. So before we became a university last year, we were a Universal Business School. And I am here to talk about Universal Business School because Universal Business School was named India's first green school. And basically what happened is 8 or 9 years ago, the founders bought about 40 acres of land in Kotecha. And that land was basically a big rock. Nobody wanted that land, so that's why they were able to buy it. And in the last 8 or 9 years, if you come visit us, we have completely turned around that rock. And that's what I'm here to talk about, is how do we go from being a rock university to being a green university. And last year, we achieved the positive impact rating from Switzerland, level 3. And so that's what I want to talk to you about, is how do you do that in the context of a campus. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good afternoon to all of you. Dr. Suresh Ukrande, Director, K.J. Somaya School of Engineering and Dean, Faculty of Engineering Technology, Somaya Vidyavihar University, in Mumbai. Earlier, I was Dean Faculty of Technology for University of Mumbai. The topic is about the Sustainable Development Goals, and it's a big topic, and it's related to higher education system, how we can address it. But to me, as Dr. Shelar said about the, it's not only higher education, but it's at every level. It's maybe at central government, state government, and all higher-end school education system. Everywhere it has to be addressed. It has to be discussed. Awareness has to be made, and it has to be educated to all the stakeholders of the society. And to me, every small step what we take in our life, I mean, every individual, if we think what is required and how much is required for me as an individual, and accordingly if we work, if we have our minimum needs, not greeds, then this problem will be addressed to some extent at that level itself. So with this note, I'll hand over it to next panelist, Dr. Singh.
A warm good afternoon to everyone. So as topic is related to leadership, first of all, I would like to salute all the leaders sitting over here, because question arises from transformational leadership. So I'm Dr. Alam Sheikh, Principal of Vasanta Patli Pratishthan's College of Engineering and former campus director. So things goes like this. If a leader is strong and if he is visionary, then definitely things are going to change. And specifically, we are focusing on green campuses. I'm talking about engineering college. It is included in the NAC. It is included in the NBA and all. Again, we all are in Mumbai. So I would like to appreciate the Mumbai University, NSS. 100 million students are required, and so many activities like adopting village. We have adopted a village at Murbat, and we are taking care of so many things which are related to the sustainability. So that is the main task of leaders. If leader is good, then everything will be good. So this is from my end. Thank you.
Sir, I would just, I'll go in this order, then it'll be a way. So I would like to ask you this question, that how transformational leadership effectively integrate the sustainability into the strategic planning of higher education institutions? If you could elaborate a little bit on this.
I think most of you have gone through a recent NEP 2020, and then, as Sir has rightly said about the NAC and NBA and all those, there are certain points for sustainability, for a green audit and so on. Now, things what Madam has said, if I have to say, you said about what?
Transformational leadership effectively, like integrating.
So what we do at ITM, I'll tell you that a couple of things. As I said, the day on which a student enters, he gets a steel bottle and so on. But for all our 4 streams, whether it is the management, hospitality, health science, or an design and media, for all of them, there we have a mandatory NGO project where the student has to be on the field, understand the things and do it. I'll give you a small example. One of our management students was being asked to create an awareness about this plastic, what I said earlier. And then he went to the village, he tried for 8-10 days, it was not working out. He was frustrated, the things were coming up. And then what he found, it was the villagers are not listening, the things are not happening, frustration was going. He found that villagers were very attached to their pets and animals, domestic animals, gayo, bakreo and all those things. That is the time he thought that there is an emotional attachment and they are connected to it. So he tried to counsel them that how it harms them. And that is where he turned down the table and it said that they went for a no plastic zone or so. These are the certain examples what students do at NGO level. But if a student is planting the trees, we don't tell them that you should plant the tree and come down and that is what you have done it for a sustainability. No. Every month, at least one visit for 1 hour, a student has to go and find out what is the status. He has to ensure that if he is there for the 3 years program, that 3 years that plant has to be live. नहीं तो हजारों पेड़ लगाते हैं. So these are the few initiatives what we do it. Other than that, for an hospitality institutes, what we ask them that from the waste food, we tell them to put it into the bin, compose it and get the manure. And this is also a learning lesson for the hospitality students because they are from the hotel management students. They learn how the waste products and so on. Few of the examples are there for the... Yes, sir.
Same
No, I'll just ask a different. If you want to answer, you if you want to
Go ahead. Yeah.
say. I have a question for you. Like, what are the specific actions can transformational leaders take to promote environmental initiatives among the faculty and students?
Very good, very good. And it all starts with leadership. So again, the founders of my university, when it was called Universal Business School, they knew that they had to create a green environment because otherwise we can't live on a rock. And so number one is leadership from the foundation. Foundation, I mean like the floor of the university. That means that from an infrastructure perspective, solar power, rainwater harvesting, waste recycling, they have literally planted 10,000 trees. You would even guess that it was just a rock 9 years ago, and it's incredible. We're planting new flower gardens, plastics with no single-use plastic on campus, and things like balloons and firecrackers. So that's from a foundation perspective. Number two is you have to do it from a curricular perspective. So from a curricular perspective, we have what's called SMART projects, where we have our students be involved in sustainability projects not only on campus, but also in the village that we're located in, so that the students can learn about the ideas of sustainability. And then the third thing you do is you promote sustainability. So we have an annual conference on sustainability. And it's a case conference in the fall and a research conference in the spring. You're all invited. And so that's how we view it, from the leadership, in the curriculum, and promoting it to those around us. Yes, thank you.
Very well said, sir. So I'll just move on to you. Like, in what ways does transformational leadership influence the development and implementation of sustainable practices in the university operations?
Yeah. Let me give you another example of, how the leadership influences the whole society as such. If you remember the Chief Election Commissioner of India, TN Session, if you remember the name, what changes, what revolution he has brought, what Election Commission of India's image was there before. No criticism to any individual at any point of time, but what impact he has made as a leader on this election commission, elections of India, that everyone knows about it. And because of his efforts and his leadership, now the things are moving very smoothly. So same is true at every level. This sustainability, what we are talking about is now sustainable development goals are, they are, declared by United Nations in 2016. And based on the problems which every individual is facing or this planet is facing as such. So 17 goals are identified. And based on that, each and every country has to work on it. It's not, the particular government has to work on it. Each and every country is supposed to work on it to save this planet, to make this planet beautiful. Or at least what it was earlier when it was came in existence. So because of this developments, the problems are solved. The same time, another problems are arised. We are giving birth to another problem for solving one problem. So to address this, the efforts are taken, of course, at government levels by policies at the central level, state level. But the point is now, what is the role of the educational institutions and universities? So it is possible. The baseline, what I have said, is about the institutional campuses, university campuses. It should be a green campus. It should be if it is a large campus, educational institute or universities. It's a water conservation activities, tree plantation activities, and what energy audit and so many things. That should be a baseline. I mean, it has to be practiced by the leader through the faculty members, students, and all stakeholders by building the confidence of all stakeholders through the curriculum and through the research. This we can address very well. The curriculum, what is required for the sustainable development, that has to be reflected in the curriculum. And another thing is the role of any institution, any university is to impart education and do research. So it's not possible for every individual university or every individual to address all sustainable development goals, but we can, depending on the strength of the institute, the faculty strength and resources available, one can identify some of the goals and do the research to address some of the sustainable development goals. So that at institute level and university level is possible, and we should work on it, strive for it. So this is what I want to say on this occasion. Thank you.
Right. Dr. Sheikh, asking you a question. How can universities measure the impact of transformational leadership on their sustainability goals and initiatives?
Now thing is that we are discussing over here about green campus, about green initiatives, about university, whatever implementation and all. But there are some hurdles, like one of the hurdle is funding. Second hurdle is tendency of human being, resistance to change. Even if we keep on telling don't bring plastic bottles in the campus, even if we tell it to the faculties, then also I have already initiated that, and I have observed that around 80% faculties still they are bringing the plastic bottles. So that should be avoided. Another thing is that awareness among stakeholders. So stakeholders means not only students, stakeholders means even faculty members as well as parents. So that awareness should be created among all, and we should start from us only. To achieve this goal, we should take initiative, and we should start from this only, because as I said earlier, all universities, not only universities but apex bodies like All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE, they have taken initiative. They are giving funding under Unnati Bharat and some other Moderator and other these things schemes for green initiatives. So that's it from mine, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, coming back to you, I just want to ask a very common question to all of you. Like, what are the challenges it is being faced by the transformative leaders, and how are your institutions experiencing and overcoming these obstacles? One by one, I just wanted to ask the same question, hearing different perspectives from your end, basically.
When we talk about the challenges, as I said earlier about our hotel management institution, initially what people used to think about it is the waste material or the waste food. Or we used to say that there is a ashram or there is something where we can donate it and do it. But now it is getting into converting into manure and so on. But challenges, I will not say challenges, but we look out for finding the ways out of that. Like rainwater harvesting, we try to see that whether we can use this rainwater for our washrooms and so on. When Sir said about the solar energy, if you use an LED bulb and that in case if the energy can be saved. I'll talk to you about the e-waste. E-waste is the most challenging because right now the privacy of the data is a challenge. Last year when we discarded out of 845 kg, because every 3 years or 5 years down the line the technology changes, the computer, the system, this keeps on changing at all levels, all type of infrastructure. So what we had been a tie-up with that where the recycling and channelizing of the e-waste can take place. Second thing, when initially what we used to do it in fashion or interior design, we used to teach the students that how to design, what are the fashion, what are the fabrics and all those. Now we are going ahead and we are telling them that which are the environmental related material which you can use it, or which are the material which can be where the waste can be reused it and something new product can be bought in. For that we have a project where the students are evaluated out of 50 marks. So that is for the design and media. For our health science, what we have done it is we have found a bio-waste management. We are registered with that and we see that the bio-waste thing goes up, it's cycled and it goes on its time from our end. There are certain initiatives which the institution has taken it. And what the biggest challenge in the initial stage, I think 20 years back, what we used to say is, if I tell the student to just go and plant the trees, he come out, just plant the trees and come out after 10 years or not after 10, after 10 months or 1 year, you go and see the trees is not there, nothing has been done. So we have learned a lesson that, okay, no, every month you have to see, for 12 months it is there, you get a 5 marks for it. For every month when you visit and when you, now so we have told them to take a geotech photos of what your plants and all those things are there. So we try to find it out that what you can do, something. Challenges will keep on coming. We need to find out the way out. We need to tackle those situations. There are a lot of initiatives, but one good lesson, management of ours is learned. The students, it need to be made up a part of the curriculum. It need to be evaluated. Then it has been taken seriously and they work on it. And it will be forced for them to deliver it. That's it.
So I want to address a couple of things. One is our university right now has just under 1,000 students. Our goal is to be 5,000 in 3 years. So think about all the sustainability related decisions that we have to make. And sometimes you might have to trade off sustainability with growth, right? Oftentimes those are two different things. And so I think that's going to be a big challenge for us is to see where is the fine line to making that decision and still support our mission or value of sustainability. The second thing that we're running into is our university campus of 40 acres physically reside in a village called Kushiwali. And so we are structurally tied to this village, right? And so we can't be a standalone world doing just sustainability when the village that we reside in are not. And so that's why we're sending our students through SDG projects and also through SMART projects to go into the village and try to help them think about sustainability as well. But of course, that's a whole different discussion when it comes to people at that economic strata. So I think those are going to be two very, very difficult decisions for us to make, is how do we contain our sustainability goals while growing so fast, and also how can we influence the town that we're in, and so that we can both grow in sustainability. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about the sustainability and we come to one point, the plastic, and that too plastic bottles, I mean, what we use for drinking water, limited to that. Of course, it's a big problem. Fine, I agree with that. At the same time, let me tell you what I mean, that time, that particular moment I got, for a while, I started thinking and I got shocked. In one of the conference, Professor G.D. Yadav, Vice Chancellor of, former Vice Chancellor of ICT University, he said plastic is a gift to the mankind. You think about it, how plastic is playing a role in each and everyone's life and what way it is useful. So, I mean, I agree with the, plastic-free campus. Our campus, Somaiya Vidyavihar University is plastic-free campus. And anyone who has visited the institute or anyone will visit the institute, he will enter into the campus, he will feel such a beautiful campus. In the heart of Mumbai city, green campus, air quality index is, not less than any hill station as on date at any point of time. So that has to be, it has come from the leadership thought process, which is maintained for the 3 generations. And today even, though I have said, the sustainability goals to be achieved through the curriculum, through the project, through the research. Yes, it's a job of the university, job of the faculty member, job of the institution that has to be addressed. At the same time, at our campus, our president, our chancellor of Somaiya Vidyavihar University doesn't allow cutting of a single tree or a branch of a tree even at the campus. And he runs the Godavari biorefinery in Karnataka and has some farms, sugarcane farms, and lot of trees are there. Till date, he has not allowed to cut a single tree. That's what the thought thinking or thought process of a leader. So if every individual have some, thought process, and it's all about the changing the mindset of every individual. If we are able to change our own mindset, our colleagues and students' mindset about attaining this SDGs, having the sustainable, achieving the sustainable development goals, things will be easier and we'll be able to contribute to the having our planet as we wish. Thank you.
Rightly said by Dr. Suresh Ukrande sir, plastic is gift to the human, but if it is utilized in proper way. So on that ground, I would like to ask one this thing to you people. How many of you are having iPhones? In that one feature is there, which indicate air quality index. So just now I checked, New York, it is showing 26, Washington DC, it is showing 21, California, it is showing 10, and can you imagine the place where we all have gathered, it is showing 122. So that much huge difference is there. So such a practical leader should be a practical one. Just sir said KJ Somaiya, it is a really, I have visited sir more than 5 times. So it is really a very good campus. And it is, again, I would like to tell you that government and all authorities, apex bodies are taking initiative, like they have done mandatory green audit for NAC. Then other audits are there. But pay some money and get the certificate. I am really sorry to say this, but it is the fact. So we should overcome that fact as a leaders, because almost all leaders are sitting over here. So it is my humble submission to all of you to implement the things. And I agree that there are some hurdles, there are some barriers to implement these initiatives in private engineering colleges as well as universities. It may be, as I said, it may be funding, it may be lack of trained manpower, and it may be a lack of consciousness. जितने पेड़ लगाओगे उतना ऑक्सीजन लेवल बढ़ेगा. सो आई हैव गिवन द एग्जांपल ऑफ एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स. सो इतने पोल्यूटेड सिटी में हम रहते हैं. एंड वन थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू, सॉरी टू से दैट, who stays in Mumbai for more than 50 years, you can assume 10% depreciation in his life. I don't know whether you are agree or not, just like vehicle. So, thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
So moving on to the next question, how can collaboration between transformational leaders and external stakeholders enhance the sustainability efforts in higher education? I think that will be a follow-up question for this previous question. Sir, if you could start by answering this.
I'll say you can have a tie-up with NGOs. You can, sir said about the green audit, you can have a tie-up, but then you can get it green audit done, but then it has to be an honest one. You should make an attempt seriously. But most important for it is more than the collaboration, it should be within the students and the faculty and the staff, and we should address it to all the stakeholders. This issue, because this is very, very critical. Where I can give you an example where when I tell the students that you have to come by bus from the railway stations or from the nearest approachable bus, the reason it is that, okay, you save the energy or save something. Or I can say what sir said initially, need and greed is very critical in this case. When we say the collaborative efforts, I'll give a very simple example, but this is out of the way. But for an example to understand it is easy. Last month, it was last month, it was Diwali. My wife said that I want a sari. My birthday is there, I want a sari. Wedding anniversary is there, I want a sari. In a year, 6 times it happens. 25 years of marriage, 150 saris. Do you really need? Do you really wear? How are the resources getting utilized? So collaborative effort not only over here, as I said, at all levels, even if it are family, fine. When if I go and tell her that all those things, then she'll say that, "Arey nahi dena hai to bata do." Paisa bachana jate. But this is all the carbon prints, what we call it. If we are talking about sustainability, this comes under carbon print. But a collaborative effort has to be at all levels. And everywhere, wherever you go, at family or anywhere, then only it will work out. Thank you.
Okay. Before I answer, so you're not a fan of fast casual saris, the clothes, right? The fast casual saris. Is there such a thing? Fast casual saris, just wear it once or twice and then you throw it away and get some more. Yeah. Fast fashion, not fast casual. Fast fashion. So again, I've only been here for 3.5 months, and so I'm still learning. But one of the things that I'd like my students to be able to do is to not only make an impact on campus, but to make an impact outside of campus. We're starting to do that now, again, through smart projects and SDGs, but I also want them to understand politics and legislation and how can you create legislation that can help a whole area or a whole city, a whole state. And so we can only do so much. And regarding air pollution, yes, I'm in Karjat, which is a 2-hour drive, but if the wind blows, the wind will blow the Mumbai pollution to where we are. And so that's one thing about air quality is it has no borders, right? Air quality has no borders. And so somewhere we can teach our students to think more strategically in the regions that they live, where they're from, and give them the courage to speak up, right? Give them the courage to speak up. Give them the courage to try to change local policies. I think that goes a long way, especially based on our situation. Again, we're we're tied to this local economy where however sustainable they are, we are also directly connected with them. Thank you.
So if you could answer the same.
Yeah. So I mean, topic is big, and to address anything, any problem, then it's if we work as a collaborator. For any individual, it will be very difficult. But if you want to utilize the resources, then for any individual institute also it will be difficult. A lot of funding is required. A lot of human resources are required. And so many things required for the addressing the problem by research. So if we work closely with the industries, and then funding will be there. Of course, with the government even, funding will be there. We can work on the research problems to address this sustainable development goals, and will contribute to some extent. So collaboration is very important with whether it's with the industry, whether it's with the research organizations, or whether it's with the NGOs. It is very much essential, and in a stipulated period of time we'll be able to give the solution to the problem. One more thing beside this question, we talk about some marks to this sustainability in NAC criteria, NBA criteria. Now NRF has come from this year onwards with the sustainable development institution, university or campus. The university or institute who is working in this domain can apply through this category and can get a ranking. So that is some of the initiatives that government takes to encourage the institutions and university to work on for this sustainability. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So it is said that there is strength in the unity. If we do something with collaboration, definitely we are going to get the success. So first thing is that we should align the goals. Interdepartmental collaboration should be there. Means each and every stakeholder of the university institute must be known with what are the goals. Second thing is that students' engagement should be more. One thing we have forgotten, that is nothing but alumni support. So our institute is established in 1990. So our alumni is at very higher posts. So we can take benefits of them. Then some policies should be made. So in this year, University of Mumbai has made a tremendous change in the syllabus of first year, and they have included one chapter based on this topic itself. So if we combinedly or collaboratively perform this task, then it will be easy for us to maintain or to achieve the goal, desired goal. Thank you.
Moving on. Yeah, sure. Please go.
I want to add something real quick. So my background is actually in business, in entrepreneurship. And so if I were to try to solve the problem through the lens of an entrepreneur, what that means is it has to be financially sustainable, right? We use the word sustainability in a lot of contexts, and it usually means environment, but it has to be financially sustainable too. So whatever it is that we discuss, at the end of the day, if it costs more, then I'm not sure if the motivations and the alignment of goals are there. Let me give you an example. I'm from the state of Texas. Texas is known for what kind of energy? Oil, right? Texas oil. But Texas is number 1 in wind energy in America and number 2 in solar. Why in the world would all these oil people convert to wind energy and solar energy? Because they can make money. All right. And so a lot of times we have sustainability discussions and we ignore the most important discussion, which is how can you stay alive? How can you be cash flow positive, right, to doing what it is that you do? And so I would like to see more discussions that include the economic aspects of it, which involves policy too, and tax credits and those sorts of things. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. So, today's topic is on sustainability and strategic planning. So, my question would be that how can transformational leaders cultivate a culture of sustainability amongst diverse campus communities? And as we are running a little bit low of time, so if you can answer this question along with your concluding remarks on this about implementing on the future perspectives and what can be done to secure this issue. So I'll start with you, sir, on the same question along with your concluding remarks on this topic today.
What Sir said before that, what Sir said about solar and all those things, it's a one-time investment, but it's a long-term benefit and it has the nature too. So, need to make an attempt, but financially a question mark, what Sir said. Now, as she said about the concluding remarks, so what at ITM, what we have done, it is in, I think, more than a couple of decades. We have gone for an automation towards the paperless, which can save trees. That is one attempt. Second thing, we try and ensure that we make it as a part of the curriculum, not on paper, but on hands-on experience, that they should have the projects where they can work on it on their marks, and it is also part of a NAC, NBA, and all those NIRF ranking and so on. It has been stated. So it will be a part of that also, but we are moving towards the paperless. We are, as I said, in the last year, we have gone for an 850 kgs of e-waste. So even in some cases where the papers are being used, we see that the answer sheets are being shredded and it has been used for a packaging while gifting something. So we try to make use of anything and everything which comes on the way and try to make it a sustainable one.
So my concluding remark is similar to what I said earlier, which is right now, I'm starting the budgeting process for my university. And in my budgeting process, if I have a project that has to do with sustainability, I have to be able to pay for it. Is that okay? Well, how can I pay for projects? Increasing student tuitions, more corporate partnerships, right? Or getting some sort of government grant. If I don't get any of those and I lose money because I'm pursuing a sustainability goal, sooner or later I'm going to have to shut down my university, right? And so that's my concluding remark, is that there needs to be some serious discussion of how do you create financially sustainable solutions as well. Thank you.
To summarize, I mean, whatever we do as an individual, as an institution, it should not be simply to comply the norms of the authorities or maybe NAC or NB or anything. It should be measurable, some outcome of it. We should be able to see, society should be able to see. That way one has to work, that's all.
So, while coming to the concluding remark, to achieve sustainable development growth, number one, green initiatives. Number two, be alert about future. Number three, create awareness among the stakeholders. Number four, create awareness among your friends, neighbors, and others. And next thing is that being a leader, we can change the world. We can change the scenario, not world, we can change the scenario of our own universities, own institutes. So एक से भला दो, दो से भले तीन, तीन से भले चार, अगर सब लोग जुड़ जाएंगे, definitely there will be a transformation. There will be a achievement of the desired goal, and for what purpose we all are gathered here, that will be fulfilled. So that is my concluding remark. Thank you. Thank you so much.
To add to what Sir has said, can you treat your country like a home? acting that you are a leader, you will be able to contribute to sustainability. Yes.
I totally agree with this. So, the thing is, today's topic was sustainability and strategic planning, the role of transformational leadership in promoting environmental initiatives in higher education. So, it starts with the students, I'm sure, and then it takes over, they take over for us. So, thank you so much, all our esteemed panelists, for this wonderful session.